almost done with the second week of the docu-series. I'm gonna break down the trades I took Tuesday night going into Wednesday, and as well as the trade that I took last night coming into today. The Tuesday daily candle closed like this right here. One thing I saw is that we had a nice bullish engulfing. We've already respected the reverse head and shoulder pattern right here. At the time, the 4-hour looked like this right here as well. Two scenarios I saw potentially happening. We were at this confluence here where I could have easily seen this area turn from a resistance to a support, but the fact that we had just broken past this strong confluence at this 4-hour time frame, we were also at this 4-hour confluence right here, which is also a daily resistance point. So saw that this could have enough momentum because it's at such a strong confluence to give us a quick pullback here and then buy from here at least back up to the all-time high. I was anticipating more a sell to happen. I waited a little bit. All these exhaustion being shown on the 1 hour. This 15-minute candle had closed past this support. 1 hour candle had closed with this bearish engulfing candle. I took a trade right there anticipating a sell down to at least 2900-ish would have been the confluence area. Stop loss was at 29.21. Worst case scenario, I was open to closing at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and it just kept trying to break it but not breaking it. Throughout London session while I was asleep, price pushed down to my 1-to-1 and wicked back out. By the time I woke up in the morning, price came and stopped me out already. I only risked half a percentage, so nothing too crazy. Once I had gotten stopped out, I wasn't interested in taking a sell to the bottom anymore, but also wanted to wait for this area to, just because CPI was happening, I didn't want to potentially get wicked out and then lose another trade for no reason. Price had a very strong push up going into yesterday's candle on Wednesday evening. Now, when price closed like this, a couple of things I saw potentially happening. Either price was going to push back down to this confluence, or because it closed so bullish past that resistance, it had enough momentum to continue pushing up. So I went to the 1 hour. I had this area drawn out initially, and then on the 15-minute time frame, I was open to taking a trade. If it passed the support, turn resistance, that would have been a strong enough sign for me to enter the trade right then and there. Once price closed with this 15-minute candle, I entered the trade right here around 29.38. So that was the first opportunity I took. Once we had this candle right here, that doji-ish candle, I went to the 15-minute time frame and I got a second entry opportunity on this bullish candle right here. Within the next couple of hours here, price pushed up very, very nicely and gave me a nice 1-to-1. I just decided to close the trade and call it a night. We still got another day. Tomorrow is Friday, so I'll be very cautious about potentially taking a trade there. But price is looking very good, right? You know, we have all this momentum that we can see on the daily time frame. Clearly enough momentum to push us at least to that 3,000 range. So, you know, time will tell if I take another trade or not. So it's Friday, March 14th, and welcome to the last day of week 2 of the docu-series. We're gonna go ahead and break down the last trade that I took of the week, which was last night. We'll break down what we saw, the lessons we've learned so far coming from week 1 to week 2, and how we plan to move forward. Coming into last night, right, you know, the daily candle on gold closed very, very bullish yesterday. We had a very strong close past this daily resistance around 29.88. With the bullish momentum so high, the fact that we broke past this strong resistance point on the 4-hour as well, I knew that we had enough momentum to at least push up to the 3,000 mark. The likelihood of price coming all the way back down to 29.52, which is 300 pips, was a lot lower than the likelihood of getting to 3,000, which was only 120 pips away. I knew I wasn't looking for a steep pullback. The main thing for me was just using the lower time frame to track the transition and go from there. This zone right here, if you break it down to the 15-minute, was a perfect confluence because we had a resistance. Now I was looking for it to potentially turn into support. And as soon as we got this 15-minute bullish candle right here, which on the 5-minute, it was a nice bullish variation. The 3-minute, we had a nice bullish engulfing. I took the trade right then and there. I eventually closed it out around that 29.98 point, very shy of the 3,000 mark. On the top tier account, we're at 8.75% drawdown versus last week we closed at 8.86, so pretty much break even. The 200k funded is at 6.11 versus last week it was at 5.62. The 300k phase 2 is at 5.87 versus last week was at 6.12. The Blue Guardian account 6.12 drawdown versus last week it closed at 6.01. The last Blue Guardian account closed at 6.12. This week it closed at 6.2. All the accounts are break even from last week going into this week. Going into next week, we're just going to be focused on only taking solid setups, being a lot more patient in our entries, go from there. As of right now though, the docu-series is progressing very nicely. Again, this is a month plan. We're just taking everything day by day. Continue to showcase the journey and go from there.